guys, welcome to my channel, and if you are returning, thank you so much. If you're new, thanks for checking it out. Hope you enjoy this project. I am coming at you during this quarantine time, so I know everybody's, kind of staying at home because we don't have a choice, and a lot of people have kids with them, and I'm guessing extremely bored kids by now, and you're looking for something fun to do. I have a feeling you've probably done about every puzzle that you have and every, coloring book and video game and all that kind of good stuff. So why not do something interactive and kind of fun that everybody can participate in that is super easy, I promise you. And it doesn't even take very long at all. So what we're going to do is kind of inspired by a trend on TikTok right now where they are bringing back, hold your breath, tie-dye. Yay! Something that I'm sure everybody anywhere near my age has definitely done when they were a kid. So the trend right now though is they are doing like matching sweatsuits, just the basic white sweatshirt, white sweatpant outfit, and they're just using one color of the dye and doing kind of a muted tie-dye, which is great. It looks really nice in the videos, but I was thinking there's something we could do that would be a take on that, but you could use stuff that you already have at home. So since all the craft stores and things like that are closed right now, let's craft with what we got, right? So, I would use something that typically already has maybe a stain on it or marks or anything like that, because if you got kids, I guarantee they got clothes with stains on them. So I have them find something that's any kind of colors to it for this project. And I'm going to show you the super easy way to go about it. It won't take you very long at all. So let's start out with showing you all the stuff that you're going to need. So chances are you have all of this at home in one form or another. So you are just going to need your basic rubber gloves, any kind of cleaning gloves. These are literally like dollar store gloves, I believe. The ones for dishes. And any kind of rubber bands. And then can't use those, use hair ties, whatever you got. Rope, string, be creative. I use a squeeze bottle for this project. And only because for me, I like having that kind of control over how I'm, watching it as far as mixing things and stuff like that go. And plus I like kind of control is where I'm going to put it and how strong and that kind of thing. And the last thing you're going to need is going to be bleach. So, in case you haven't guessed the version of the project that we're going to be doing, I will give you a sneak peek as to what it looks like, and that would be that. So, instead of doing tie-dye, we're going to do what they call reverse tie-dye, which is actually just using bleach to take all the dye out of the clothing and give it the same kind of tie-dye look, but without having to add anything, so it makes it easy. The only thing is I'm going to advise is make sure that when you're doing it, wear something that you don't care about, because it will splash. And for parents, obviously if you have young kids, make sure you're the one doing the bleaching and that kind of thing. So you don't want kids to get bleach on their hands, hence the gloves, because you don't want to get it on yours either. And what you're going to do is basically, make sure you're in a well-ventilated area, because I actually did it in my bathtub in my second bathroom, and I won't even lie, I had to leave the room like 3 different times because the bleach fumes were so strong. It was kind of like getting into my eyes, and so I was like, okay, well, nope, time to haul butt down the hallway and stand there and get some fresh air and that kind of thing. And I even had the vents going and everything the whole time, door open, everything. So the bleach smell is very strong, so keep that in mind. And what you're going to do is with your bottle, you're going to want to make sure that you really don't want to use 100% strong bleach just by itself. I have mixed the bleach in this bottle half and half water, half bleach. Doesn't have to be warm, doesn't have to be cold. I just did, basic turn on the cold and filled it right up. So it didn't make any difference. But so like I said, half and half, and then I will get to the instructions here and we will show you the video step by step of what you need to do. And then I will see you back here for the final results. All right, thanks. So first off, you're going to want to make sure you choose materials that are a very high cotton blend, only because it tends to work the best with the bleach. Materials such as linens and things like that don't work nearly as well. And you're going to want to also make sure you are wearing something that you really don't care that much about, because the bleach does tend to splash here and there. So just make sure you take the proper precautions. I'm going to show you 3 different techniques. This first one is the spiral, which is just like it sounds. You just grab a center spot and start twirling the material around to get a tight spiral. And then you're going to want to make sure you have the rubber bands close on hand, because you're going to want to keep it in that spiral shape. It kind of gives more of like a circular appearance when you're done. But you'll see it in a lot of the tie-dye videos. They do this spiral. It's pretty popular. So once you have that all rubber banded, then you can put it aside. This one, I'm going to do a different technique. Basically, I'm just going to call it the scrunch technique. And just like it sounds, you're just going to scrunch it all up. No defined shape or anything, no rhyme or reason to it. Just scrunch it all up and then grab those rubber bands and keep it in that scrunch formation. Once that's done, go ahead and put that to the side as well. And then for our third technique, or there really doesn't have a name either. I'm just decided that I just was going to roll it. So you just basically, just like it sounds, I just started rolling the ends. I tucked the sleeves in because I just didn't want them hanging out like that. And then just kept rolling into kind of like a hot dog shape. And then it was so long that I decided to go ahead and fold it just to make it easier. So grab the rubber bands, and then I just kept folding it into weird shapes. Like I said, there is no rhyme or reason to it. It's just, you know, whatever works for you, and it gets different effects with each different way that you do it. So once you're done with rubber banding all of them, or the ones you're going to, grab the bleach. Now remember to use half bleach, half water. And then you're just going to go ahead and start squeezing it into different spots. So for this one, I just chose to do kind of like different sections of a pie. And I just soaked it. And especially that one because it's a sweatshirt. So I tried to be a little more generous with the bleach, so to speak. And you can see with this one, it actually took to it right away. It'd start sucking that color right out. So I was pretty amazed by that. The red one actually took the longest as far as getting the color out, and I don't know if it's just because it's red. So I just did that one in different sections. I almost thought it would be more like a stripy effect. So I just chose different sections and flipped them over and just kept soaking it. Once I went through that bottle, I refilled it again. And the same thing with the scrunch technique one is I just kind of was randomly placing that in different areas. And I chose different areas once I flipped it over. And then finally for the hat, I just kind of did it freehand. I just used the squirt bottle and just tried to do like a splash technique on it. So I didn't want it to be too overwhelming on the hat. And then basically you just let them sit there and let it soak in. So for these clothes, it really only took about a good 5 minutes to see the results. And as you can see, they took pretty well to the bleach. So just go ahead and get the cold water going. Make sure you rinse off everything. That's going to kind of stop the reaction of the bleach. And you're also going to want to kind of clean that out as well as any kind of residual dye, just so it gets out of there. And you can kind of see when I'm rinsing the clothing off that the water looks like a little colored, and that's just a combination of some of the dye as well as the actual bleach itself. So for this final part, really all you're going to do is just rinse off all the items. You want to make sure that the water's pretty much running clear when you're finished. And, you know, I was trying to do that. You can see kind of multitask. The red one took a while because, as you can see, the pink all around, the dye was coming out continuously. So once you have that all settled, you just going to take all of them and basically just take everything to the washer, wash everything on cold, and you should be good to go. So from this point on, I was squeezing out all of the clothing and went straight to the wash. Okay, so welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that tutorial, kind of a step-by-step idea. Watch what you have too, because I'm going to tell you right now, it can get really easy to get carried away and want to start, like bleach dyeing everything around you. Hence the reason this hat got done. I was just like in panic looking around for more stuff to do. I had poured all this bleach into the bottle and didn't want to waste any of it. So anyway, let's go ahead and I will give you an in-person look at our final projects. So we'll start out with the red shirt. Now this was the one that was kind of rolled up into like almost looked like a hot dog, kind of a sausage roll kind of look to it. Voila. And the back. I really love the way this one turned out. It might almost be my favorite as far as that design goes. I just kind of like the sporadic look to it. But then again, there's none that I don't like. So, and let's see here. Now, this one, the Blue Jackets hat, or shirt, I should say, the navy look to it, I think the catch with this one is the reason that it looks so faded now as far as the blue goes is kind of different reasons. Like, you have to keep in mind too that this shirt has been well worn. It's been around, it's been washed probably 50 or more times. It's a shirt that I wore often, and so it was older. It was probably already the dye well washed out, that kind of thing. So and then I think for it being thinner as well, that I left the bleach on a little bit too long on this one, and that's why the navy got so faded. Now, I don't mind that look. I really still like it, but you can see what I mean. See, it's definitely got more of like a purpley kind of look to it now. I'm playing peekaboo here with the camera. So anyway, so keep that in mind too. Like, if it's something that you've had for a while and it's already thin and that kind of thing and well worn, you don't want to keep the bleach on it too terribly long. It's going to work quick. And like I said, thinner materials, it's definitely going to instantly do it. So when you're doing this project, keep an eye on them. Like I was telling you earlier, I did have to walk away and leave the bathroom a few times because of the fumes, but I should have gone in a little sooner to get this one out, and that way it still would be a little bit more of the navy and not so purpley, but don't think I won't still be wearing it because it's one of my favorite shirts. And then this is the sweatshirt that actually inspired it all. Believe it or not, I got this at a thrift store, and this is what happened. So I really liked this sweatshirt because it's Disney. I thought it was just too cute. And there it is. And so when I got it home, actually on the back of the shoulder, there was already this tiny spot that looked like somebody had gone ahead and tried to bleach out something. So they tried to clean it, they used bleach, and it sucked the color right out. So instead I had two little dots, well, I shouldn't say dots, but about the size of a dime kind of spots on the back that I missed somehow when I was shopping, that were this kind of color. So they had already the kind of pink outline and the white center to them. So I already knew what this would look like when it was bleached. So I figured since it already had those spots on there and I wasn't going to be able to sell it at that point, I might as well go ahead and bleach the whole thing and see if it would turn out cool, and maybe then I would try to resell it as it is. So I really like this one. I think it really turned out neat. I like the fact that even inside the hood looks cool. It's like, oh, I just tie-dyed it everywhere. You know, and what's really neat too is the fact that it didn't affect like the writing. So you can still read the Disney part and things like that, but even the numbers on the front kind of got tie-dyed as well. So I will be having this up for sale in my Poshmark closet. I would, don't get me wrong, I would keep this for myself in a heartbeat, but it is unfortunately a size small, and I am not. And I didn't want to have one of those moments like that and kind of look like, you know, someone who should definitely not be wearing a size small sweatshirt. So anyway, if you are interested in it or anything else that I have thrifted and am reselling in my Poshmark closet, I will have the link below. And if you have any other questions, just hit me up in the comments. And you can also find me on Instagram, all that kind of good stuff. So links will all be below to what you need. Hopefully you have enjoyed seeing this project. And like I said, you know, grab all kinds of stuff. Do what you need to do. Use that bleach up. Have a good time. You know, find something that stained those kids' clothes and bleach it. Hide those stains. Turn it into something cool. You will be mom of the year or dad of the year. I promise you. So send me a comment. Let me know how it goes if you do the project. I'm kind of curious if you will enjoy it. And if it's as easy as I said, I guarantee you I did it myself. All right, I will talk to you guys in the next one, because keep an eye out. Subscribe if you haven't, because the next one is going to be denim. I am going to be doing some projects along the lines of revamping some jeans and some denim projects. So subscribe and keep an eye out for the next one. All right, talk to you guys later.